My name is Charles Estrada, and I'm going to be talking to you about songwriting. Songwriting is the composition of a thought into a song. Now, what defines a song? A song is a lyric plus a melody. And the lyrics are the words that your song has. The melody is the specific musical notes in the song that goes along with the words. So there's a difference between having a chord progression and a melody. The difference is that the chord progression can't be copyrighted, but the melody can. And that's the main difference. A copyright is the protection that your song has against anybody else's song. Now, are there steps in getting a copyright? Yes, there are steps. But are those steps necessary for your song to be copywritten? No. The second you write down lyrics along with a top line, which is the lyrics and the melody on top, you have a copywritten material. Nobody can take it the second you do that, which is confusing for some people because it's not like talked about a lot, which should be talked about. So when you're thinking about an arrangement, that is the general structure of a song. That goes into verse, chorus, pre-chorus. There's many different arrangements, and that's a part of the creative process, but definitely there are some standards and substandards that go into this. When you're thinking about creating a song and you've got an arrangement in your head, the process continues to be part of the arrangement process, but you go in a little bit more detail here. After you've got the idea and you've got the general structure, you want to find a key. What is a key? A key is the tonal center of a song. It's what all the other notes revolve around. It's basically just the the home base for your song. Then you go into things like tempo. Now, when you're thinking about the tempo, that's where a lot of where the rhythm fits in, because that's what you feel. You don't really hear a tempo, you feel it. Now you can figure out the tempo by hearing, but that's not something that everybody looks for. It's something that everybody looks to feel. And then once you've got those things, then you can figure out your lyrics. You can figure out your melody. You can figure out your top lines. You can take those things and run with it, and you'll be pretty much the whole way there, besides the production process. Now, the production process, there's a lot that goes into the production process. That's where things typically they go from the songwriter's hands to somebody else's hands. And everything from recording and editing the idea onto some tape, onto some digital like recording. Could be like a computer in the box, they call it. It could be all analog, which means no computer necessary. There's a lot of different steps you can take in the production process, and this just goes into the end result, how you want your audience to perceive it, because it's all, and really your audience isn't going to be like, oh, was this recorded on tape, or was this recorded using a computer, or they're not going to be thinking about that. But you as a artist, as the creator, have to think about these things, because when somebody likes your song, they might not necessarily know why they like it. That's a lot to do with the production process. It's, I would say, 50-50 production process and then actual like songwriting and the melody in it. So I would say that it's just as important to think about how you produce the song as opposed to how the song is, by itself. When you hear the word songwriter, generally what comes to mind is somebody that, sits around, thinks of ideas, and comes up with a song. But in my head, when I think of a songwriter and what it means to be a songwriter, I think generally that this person can translate ideas and feelings into something that other people can digest and like understand at the point where they feel those feelings too, or they feel their own new feelings opposed to what the songwriter's intentions were, which is where the beauty comes in a lot. Because when you think about how a song is to you, how it makes you feel, it could make the next person, it could make them feel something totally different. It's not a good thing or a bad thing, but it's what makes this whole concept unique. It's what makes this everlasting. There's always going to be music, there's always going to be writers, and it's the songwriters that are safe in it's the creative job that is mostly safe, as opposed to like painters getting replaced by digital artists, stuff like concepts like that. It's the safe job in the creative world of careers. The skills you need to be a songwriter, I would say there's 3 skills that you need. The first skill is what I call the spark, and I got this from I think it was a video online. I got this. The spark is your first introduction to the song, which is an idea that could hit you any time. Usually I get sparks in the middle of the night, right before I go to sleep, right? And you gotta roll with it. That's the first skill I would say you need, to be able to feel inspiration and realize that this could be a song. Realize that this inspiration can help others. It could, others can relate, others can benefit from what's going on in your head right now. That's what I call the spark. Second skill that I would say you would need is ability. It's got to be the ability to take that idea, that spark, and pretty much tame it, boil it down into some words, some lyrics, some, a catchy, it could be the simplest thing. It could be the catchy, the catchy part of the song that you only have, and that right there, that's the ability to take the spark and turn it into the start of a song. And the third final thing that you would need is the most taxing. It's the craft of the song. Anybody can write a good lyric. Like any rapper can write a punchline, but it takes a songwriter to craft a song, whether they're a lyricist on a rap, or on a country song, blues. It could be anything. You need that craft. You need the experience first, because that's where the craft comes from. You need that to be able to form your thoughts and organize them into something that is digestible, something that is listenable, something that is appealing to the ears. And that doesn't come easy.